Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 139, and getting off to an extremely late start today. There was a house that I was looking at to buy and fix up and sell or whatever. Things are still kind of up in the air, and the earliest I could look at it was 8 a.m., so I set up an 8 a.m. showing, looked at it, had some people there with me. And right now, I'm going to offer $2,000 above list price cash, and hopefully it gets accepted. Looks like there's going to be 50 people looking at it today. So it's a very complicated project, a lot of work. We'll probably need 150 or 170,000 put into it. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is to go bare bones and put about 40,000 into it and try to sell it. Either way, I need to get the house first. So putting in an offer right now for 2,000 above list cash, close as soon as possible, and then we'll figure out what to do from there afterwards. So today is Friday. The realtor already said they're not going to make any decisions until Monday when they get all the offers in. And then if we're still in the running, then it'll be best and final offer stuff, all that. And then we'll figure out what to do. We'll probably have to raise it from there if it's down to us and a couple other people, which I am willing to do. So that's that. Number two, gas. I need to stop and get gas. It's 9 o'clock right now, and I haven't been on the road very long. I need to get gas in the next 30 minutes, so I know where I'm going to go to get gas. Get that knocked out, then I'll be good until the end of the day. I'll have to fill up on the way home. Today I have one meeting at 10 o'clock, so by the time I get gas and get back on the road, it'll be meeting time, and then I'm going to miss at least one, maybe two blackjack sessions, because where normally I play on separate shifts, those shifts will be gone already by noon. They'll be gone, so I won't have a chance to do that. So where I was looking to make 15 to 1800, now I'm looking to make 1,000 to 1,500 maybe, but it's still money. We're still going to do it. We're on our way. I still have the spare tire on the car, which is a full-size spare tire. So when I get home, I'll have to get a new tire, and then I'll have them look at it and make sure that I did get the other three tires, not any less than that, but I'm pretty sure I did. Then we'll have 4 new tires on the car, and we won't have to stress for a little while. What else? I updated my spreadsheet, and I'll give you some round numbers here because I don't have them right in front of me. I believe last month, June, I made approximately $20,500 from blackjack and $15,000 from slots. So about a $35,000 month. I think I made a few hundred, maybe 300 or 400 from poker as well. So that's all really good. This month off to a rough start with blackjack having that $10,000 loss, but it's still early in the month. Right now I think I'm down about $500 on blackjack for the month, but I'm up about $6,500 on slots right now. By the end of the day today, should be up on everything. And I've got a little bit of poker winnings this month, not much, and a little bit of other winnings like 650 and other, which I've discussed in the past. Don't want to get into too much detail, but you guys know what's going on there. So that's where we are right now. Right now, temperature is 77 degrees already, a little after 9 a.m. And I got my work computer up, get ready for my meeting, know exactly what's going on, settle in, go get gas, and then I know I'm good for the rest of the day. And then I'll come back and update you after my first stop. Alright guys, I am back. So I am, let's see, how far behind am I? Usually about an hour and 40 minutes behind schedule today. So what that means is There's normally one casino that I play morning and afternoon shift. Not possible anymore. I will not get there till afternoon, so no chance of that. So that's most likely, assuming that it's the norm where I can win $500 to $1,000 at each casino. That means that most likely it's a minus $600 today right off because of that. So what are you going to do? Hopefully the EV on the house is way higher than that. I'm hoping anyway to make 6 figures profit on that. I go into this casino finally. That meeting went on so long. It was an hour scheduled meeting, and normally it's only about 20 minutes, and it went 45. And I was sitting in the parking lot. Then I thought, okay, it's almost over. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get by the door, and as soon as the meeting's over, I'm going to go in. Of course, they call on me to do something, so I have to walk back to the car quickly and test it for them and let them know the result, and that slowed things down a little bit. So I did go in. I didn't see much at all. I think I played 2 plays. One of them was an okay play. Generally expect to lose a few dollars on there, but when it pays, it does pay well. The other one, I was on my way out, and a lady was getting up, and I noticed that she left something on the screen, 2 presses, pushed it twice, and ended up winning a little bit on that one, and ended up leaving my session ahead $14. So plus $14, nothing else going on there. Continuing on here, from here on, nothing should be slowing us down. Although there was something I just noticed wrong at the 3rd casino that I normally visit that could cost me some money. So I'm going to look into that right now, and because I have people helping me out here with conditions. But I'm going to look into those conditions, and then I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I spent a lot more time in there than I expected to. I walk in, look at some slots, and I'm pretty sure that I was down 35, not $5, but I can check it later on. As you know, I count my money before I start the day and at the end of the day, and I write down everything I spend money on, so I'll know later on. But anyway, didn't find that much, and it was down slightly. Go play blackjack on a $50 table, and I spread from one hand at $50 to 2 hands at $600, and I was there for just about 2 hours, just under 2 hours, and was just having a tough time at the beginning. Wasn't really down much, but was just having a tough time getting decent hands, and the dealer got so many blackjacks. In fact, it was over an hour before I had my second blackjack of the day. So that's pretty bad when your odds of getting a blackjack are 1 in 21, and you're 400 or 500 hands into the day, and you've only gotten 1 blackjack. But get this stuff up here, get my work stuff up and running again here, so I look like I'm working. I did log into my work stuff and refresh my my status while I was in there. Anyway, the table started going negative. Like every shoe, it started going negative, but not enough for me to get up. It was like a true -1, -2, and I'm the only one playing blackjack in the high limit. Then later on, other people came, but pretty much just me most of the time. And then I got to a situation where it was enough negative that I had to get up. So I ended up switching to another table, went over there and started playing there. At that point, I was involved for a total of 2,500, I believe. Yeah, 2,500. And I took 900 over to the other table. So I was down about 1,600 at that point. And started playing there, and it was playing a little bit better, but when the negative counts came, there was no winning. It was all losing, and the positive counts were about 50-50, so I'm okay with that, but the negative counts were just so bad. And then my doubles, a lot of the time, my doubles were a 4 or a 5, and just got killed, and the dealer would have a natural, whatever, 17, 18, and I've got a 10 or 11 and end up with a 14, 15, 16, something like that. So then I rebought for 500 more, and that lasted for a little while. And then I built it up a couple thousand. I was doing much better. And then the high counts came, and I started putting out the bigger bets, 2x300, 2x400. And then I was getting like splits, and I would lose the hand with the splits and win the hand without the splits, and it was a slow drain. And then it got to a point where I had about 1,000 in front of me, and it was the end of a shoe, and I had all my money out there, and I won, so I doubled up to about 2,000, and I thought, I feel like this is a turning point. I feel like this is a place where it's going to be okay from here. And I was wrong. It went all the way down to 200 again, and then from there things started building, and things started getting better and started moving up. And I had some shaky shoes in there, but generally I was going in the right direction. And then I got to the end of a shoe, and I was plus 200. And if you know me, the way I work is when I lose a lot like that, if I get back to even or slightly ahead and the shoe ends, I'll usually leave. But I decided to stay. I thought, things were going well. I wasn't getting heat. They were still working on getting cards ready for the day and counting stuff and doing things. And I just felt like I was in an okay spot. So I played one more shoe, and I ended that shoe ahead 700. So that was okay. So overall, not bad. I really didn't expect to be there that long, but it turned out okay in the end, and I didn't want to go on to another shoe. And I had the dealer thinking I was in for 4,500 instead of 4,000, which most of that was chips. But when I left, the dealer convinces the pit boss that I'm only ahead 200, not 700. She's like, no, for sure. Remember, because of that one, I think you missed a buy-in. Oh, yeah. So, it's good to do that social engineering stuff. That's a huge thing, social engineering. Anyway, and then I went and looked at slots again and ended up losing a couple more dollars. And I believe I was down a total of $40 on slots and ahead 700 on blackjack. And we're moving on to another day, another location, another place, and maybe another day, hopefully, God willing. And we'll see what happens. But we're moving the right direction here. I stayed cool. I stayed calm. I didn't overbet. I just did everything I was supposed to do. So that's all good. And that's how I grade myself too. Sometimes I'll come out ahead $400 or $500, but I'll be mad at myself because I made a wrong move. And there was one spot where I had a 12 against a 14. No, a 12 against a 4. Right? Yeah, 12 against a 4. I had two 12s against a 4. And if it's negative, you take a card. So it's negative. So I take a card, and then it goes neutral, and I don't take a card. And the pit boss is like, why'd you take a card there but not there? I said, that's what they want you to do. They want you to take a card on both of them. This is how you turn the shoe around. And funny enough, that's when things started turning around. It was kind of hilarious. So anyway, I am just pulling into the next spot here, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. I got to catch you up on some stuff here. So I went into the next casino and played blackjack. I spread from one hand at 100 up to two hands at 1,000, and started off pretty innocently. I was up 400, 500, 600, somewhere in there right away. Count was good. It was continuing to go up. I stayed with it, and by the end of the shoe, I'm down 2,000. Rebuy, play some more, getting okay counts. Every time the counts are high, I'm getting snapped off. And basically, to make a long story short, because I was there for a little over an hour, like an hour and 20 minutes, and I actually ended up leaving because the spread was so big, and I hit it twice and reset back to a minimum bet that I just had to get up because it was a little suspicious. Plus, I had bought in for a total of 5,000. Usually I don't do that. Usually when I'm about to hit 5,000, I'll do a $900 or a $400 buy-in to make it 49. because that's usually when they call surveillance, and some places are less, but this place is 5,000. So I ended up buying in for a total of 5,000, and my last hand when I left, I had 2 9s against a 6, and I've got 2 by 1,000 out there. 2 9s against a 6. I split. First one I get a 2. I double it, so that's 3,000 I'm in. I get a 9. Second hand, I get a 10 for a 19. Dealer has a 6, and it was like no big deal. Turn over a 5, turn over a 10. Like, yeah, sorry about that. $3,000, and that was the last hand of the shoe. And at that point, I was down 4,800, and I'm like, what do I do here? I'm going to go back for the third time to min bet. So I decided to get up. I hated to do it, but I got up minus 4,800, and it sucks. There's nothing I could do about it, though. So then I moved on, and I actually went to slots and looked around, and I was involved for a total, I mean, you're going to think this is crazy. I was involved for a total of $20. And I'm playing slots. I'm going from machine to machine, picking up plays. And I probably played for 30, 40 minutes, the machines. And I ended up leaving ahead. This is unbelievable. $2,406 on the slots. So that's like just over half what I lost on the blackjack. So anyway, I'm still frustrated at that point, but there's no way I'm going to do anything else today. It's good to book a loss every once in a while too, especially at places that you do very well. It's not a big deal. We'll get it back. And so then I was driving to my next casino, and a friend of mine calls me up. I pick up the phone, and he wants to talk, and it's my friend from Vegas, and he's in the hospital. They're not sure what happened. They think he may have had a seizure, and they're doing all these tests on him and stuff, and he's been in the hospital, I guess, for a few days now. And so talked to him as long as I could, but I'm like, brother, I'm at another casino here. I got to go. Do you mind? And then I'll call you back. I told him I'd call him back in an hour, but it's going to be longer than that. But what are you going to do? And I moved on to that next casino. Sorry, reading messages here too. Moved on to the next casino. I walk in, I'm looking at slots, I see nothing. It's like the exact opposite of the other casino. This casino, there's nothing. I go into the blackjack area. They've got 2 tables open, both empty. I go to the first table. I buy in for 500 and lose that immediately. Buy in for another 500, and I'm doing okay up and down, but slowly losing. And the pit boss is watching, and this guy is very friendly with me, very nice to me. I actually found a quarter on the ground, a $25 chip. I picked it up and played with it, actually. Ended up losing it, but, you know, it was something. So the count was like minus 13 or something like that, and it's early in the shoe, like a deck and a half in. And the pit boss says to me, "Hey, Joe, you want another shoe?" I'm like, "What?" And I looked over at the card shuffler, and it wasn't even done shuffling. And I'm like, nah, I'll just switch tables. The card shuffler's not done. And so he goes, "Okay, good luck over there." So I don't know if he knew something, or if he just thought I wasn't doing well, or I was complaining well and he wanted to help me out. I don't know. But I ended up switching tables with my last, I don't know, what did I have when I went over there? 200 or 300 maybe. And ended up getting that money back and finishing the next shoe ahead 1,100. So plus 1,100 there. So that helps things a lot. So we lost 48, 38, 28, 24, 14, 13, 6. So only lost 600 for the day right now. So can't complain about that. So right now, I'm going to do something I normally wouldn't do, and that's go back on the same shift to another casino, primarily because I still have a ton of chips there. I may or may not play, but at least I can cash out a few thousand in chips, worst case, and we'll see what happens. So now, while I was at this other casino, I do have a card there, but I don't play with it. But I got this thing, and I think it's for me to get something for free, like spin a wheel to get money. But if I spin this wheel, I have to present my card. If I present my card, everyone knows who I am. And the wheel goes up to like $2,500. So I don't know if I want to do that or not. Hello. So I don't know if I want to do that or not. I'm going to call a friend and ask them how it works, because the wheel is like right in the middle of the action. And I don't think I can get away with it unless I hand it to him and I say, can my friend spin for me? And I have him present it and him spin it. And then maybe that will work and I'll be able to. But if I'll look at the wheel and see if it makes any sense. If the EV is like hundreds of dollars, then I might do it. If it's up to a couple $100, then I probably won't do it. So anyway, I'm going to go back into this casino, see what I can get done, and then I'll figure out what to do from there, and I'll update you. All right, guys, I am back. So I go into this place. I've got about almost $3,000 in chips in my pocket for this place. I can cash out a couple thousand at a time without being asked for ID. That's fine. I'm good with that. I figure I'm gonna go to the table, make 500, 700, 800, something like that, and then get out of there and go cash some chips and take some chips home, and everything would be okay. Not so easy. So I drive in. First of all, they've got the gates down everywhere. They want to see your proof of access. You have to have a card to access their garage, and so they're checking people and stuff like that, and they're checking license plates. So I'm okay because I always use the same person's card to get into their parking garage, so my license plate is linked to that person's name. But one day, you know, obviously I'll have to use someone else's because this card isn't going to work forever. But I have the card in the car, protected, and I always use the same one. And so it says, I put the card in front of the lady, and it says checking license plate, and then it opens up the gate and lets me in. So no issue there. So I walk in, and I go straight to the blackjack area. I'm like, I'm not even going to check the machines right now. It's so busy. I know there's a lot of people working the machines right now in here. I just want to go get down to business, right? Which, you know, it's not exactly wrong, but I do earn a lot of money from slot machines. Really, sometimes more than blackjack on certain days, like today, for example. Anyway, I go sit down to blackjack table, $50 table, buy in with a $500 chip, lose that, buy in with another one and lose that. Remarks have been detected. What? Something going on here. Okay. Anyway, I lose that 1,000, and twice today I have heard this exact statement from dealers, and that is, I have never seen so many dealer blackjacks before. Twice that's happened. So, okay, interesting. Okay, so anyway, tons of dealer blackjacks, and I'm just getting hosed here. I'm in for 2, I'm in for 3, I'm in for 4, and it's just, the last 2 were $1,000 buy-ins because I had big counts, and I'm betting 2x300. So I spread from one hand at $50 to 2 hands at $400, because you really can't go much more at this place. Really, that's buttoned up against the limit, really, without having issues, but I did it. And so, and since all of it except for 1,000 was chips, it was no big deal. They weren't really keeping track of it. And I actually had some other chips in my pocket, some black chips that I used also, and they had no idea. So anyway, then the count starts going up on the shoe, second to last shoe. Count starts going up. I'm doing good, I'm doing good, I'm doing good. And then the shoe ends. So I start the next shoe. Instead of going down to one hand at 50, I went to 2 hands at 75, just to kind of show I'm still playing 2 hands. I'm not a card counter, you know. Card counters do that kind of crap, and we don't do that. So that shoe ended, the new shoe started, and this shoe is good as well. And I'm actually, so the last two shoes I went from $200 up to, by the end of the second shoe, $45.50. So that was some really good counts. Things were working, splits, doubles were working. Before that, at the third casino I was at today, and at this casino, a lot of times on 10s and 11s, I think I mentioned it on the podcast, 10s and 11s, I was getting 4s and 5s, and it happened here. I thought I didn't mention it, but I'm pretty sure I did. So when it was off, it was off, and when it was on, it was on, and it was working real well. And I think back to that $3,000 hand earlier today, and what could you do? I'll take that hand as every hand of the shoe. If it could be a 9-9 against a 6, I would take that for $1,000. Because odds are you're going to win one or both, most likely both of those, a lot of the time. So anyway, I did end up ahead $550. So I go to the cashier, I cash out $2,000, and weird enough, the cashier that was at this casino early this morning is still here. She must be a manager or something, but I wasn't associated with her either time, so no problems with cashing out. And then I called my friend, and I'm like, man, why isn't he answering? It looks like he's on the call with me, but I don't hear anything. Well, it turns out that I had the Bluetooth in my pocket, and he was trying to answer me in my pocket, and I couldn't figure it out until later. Then I'm like, oh yeah, the Bluetooth. So I called him back. I got a hold of him. His friend was there, and she was able to cash another $2,000 for me, and I'm just taking home $550, which is good because I came here with so many chips today, and I got a lot of them cashed. So what does all of this mean in the long run here? What happened today? Did this really happen? Is this a dream? Did we start the day with almost a $5,000 loss and end up down like $20 or $50 or $60? I think that might have just happened. I'm not positive here, but I'll have to check. And it's really weird that whenever I lose at that one casino where I lost the 5 today, 4,800, whatever, whenever I lose there, I seem to always win a jackpot that day right after that. And I don't know why. It's just it's a weird thing. But all right, so right now I'm supposed to be home in 15 minutes, 3.5 hours away. So right now it's 88 degrees outside. It's very hazy. It's Friday night. Traffic's going to start getting bad. So I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to call my wife here in a few minutes and talk to her, let her know what's going on. And I'm going to hit another casino on the way home. It's not far out of the way, so I'm going to go do that and see if we can get a little bit more money. I'm not going to play blackjack there because most of their games are free bet blackjack, and there's usually only 1 or 2 regular blackjack, which is insane. So I'll probably just be playing slots, and I think I have maybe, I don't know, $10 or $15 in free food and get myself some drinks. So while I have you here, let's talk about, what did you eat today, MW? Well, I'm glad you asked. You'll be very proud of me that today I had a turkey sandwich, no mayo, but with mustard instead. Very nice sandwich, lots of turkey, nice bun, some lettuce, some tomato, and some mustard, and it was very good. And I paid nothing for it. It was a comp, so it was just off points on my card, which I'm running a little bit low there. Other places have got close to $1,000 in food, but anyway, so I did that. And then, what did you tip today, MW? We want to know, MW, what did you tip? And what I tipped today was, I actually had a W2 jackpot, and I tipped $10 on that. And that's it. So I tipped $10, and that I would have spent on food, but that's one time where I don't mind doing it. And if the jackpot's over 5,000, I'll tip 20. So anyway, right now, letting you go, heading toward home, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. So spent a lot of time in there, like 45 minutes or more in there, and really couldn't find many plays. I was very busy in there, and not a lot of opportunity. I did find one play, and that took me down a big roller coaster ride. I was down as much as 500 on it, and ended ahead $39. So plus $39 there, and really, what are you gonna do? That's just the way it is. I think we ended up around even for the day. Didn't feel good going through that ride, but it all came down to one hand, and if that hand had gone the other way, we would have been ahead 6,000 today. So nothing you could do about it. You just got to keep going with it, keep continuing on. Before today, for this date in the year, this far in the year, I was ahead about $3,000. So probably around 2,600 now, 2,400 ahead of schedule, where we're supposed to be at this point. So we're still in good shape. We got the weekend now. Gonna spend some time with the family. Talk to my wife tonight as I'm on my way home right now, and told her, hey, let's go do something big tomorrow with the family, and just enjoy time together. So for now, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to call about the purchase of that house and see if the contract is ready to go to sign, and I'll be back with you maybe Sunday night. Otherwise it would be Monday morning. So for now, letting you go. I'll be back to update you next time. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.